So real quick, I just kind of wanted to, this is Jaymie Hoffman with Knotty Tie. They're out in Denver. Jaymie is, it's 8 a.m. out there, or a little bit past that. So she's up bright and early and with plenty of coffee, and we appreciate that. And I actually became aware of Knotty Tie through a customer of mine that came to us. We do an online brand program for them, and they wanted to offer neckties and bow ties to their staff. And I wasn't even really aware of Knotty Tie, but she brought them to my attention, and then I reached out. And since I watched a presentation that Jaymie did for, we use an ordering system called Common SKU, and Jaymie had done a presentation for them, and I watched that. And again, I just reiterate, Goodson is here to curate products, and we also are here to curate partners, and that's why we call this, the partner series. And I just really thought, not only is the product cool, I know formal wear is, not as prevalent as it used to be, but there's still some really cool use cases for it. And then I also think the company story is really cool as well, and I think something that you'll enjoy, learning about. So one of the things I just want to make sure everybody knows, we are recording this and we'll post it. So I know a few of you have turned off video, but just wanted to make sure people are aware of that. And we'll go ahead and I'll turn it over to Jaymie.
We lost Brooke. We lost
Thanks so much, Landon. Love coming here and working with a partner like Goodson and presenting to you all. I do have a presentation. I'm going to try sharing my screen. We'll see if that works here. But this can be very casual, open. So if there's any questions, feel free to jump in and interrupt me, please. Okay, so we'll try this fun part. I'm getting a host disabled screen sharing right now.
All right, try again. Thank you.
Okay. Everyone can see my screen? Loading. Okay, cool. Everyone can see what I'm showing right now? I'm thinking? Okay, great. Okay, so like Landon said, we're a partner. Our name is Knotty Promo. We're here in Denver, Colorado. Great place to be. We're just right outside the city, about a mile from downtown Denver. And I'll talk through all this, but we actually make everything. We print, cut, and sew everything here in Denver in our facility. It's very cool and unusual. We do source our fabric globally, but everything so we make from the ground up. All we have in our facility is fabric, and we turn all that fabric into product in our facility. I'm at home right now. We spaced everybody out due to COVID, of course, but normally I'd be doing this presentation and you'd be hearing machines and people, all in the background, which I both miss and don't miss because it can be distracting, but also was such a great environment to work in because I really felt like I was part of what was being made every day. And we will get back to that, eventually. So a lot of companies do a give back, and our give back is really internal right now. Although we do have hopes and ambitions to take that further. Our two main tenets of that are responsible, sustainable manufacturing. So 90% of our product line is made from recycled fabric that's made from recycled plastic bottles. And we also, very important component of that is making all product on demand. So like I said, the only inventory we actually have is the fabric. Other than that, we don't have product in stock. So that's a big part of the fashion industry, is actually making product for an order as opposed to making it and then trying to sell it afterwards. And then the other really big component of our company is that we exist to serve a disadvantaged population, which is resettled refugees in our community. And I will talk through that. And take a moment to acknowledge you can have your mask and your tie match in today's world, okay? So first, to talk about our sustainability, I know a lot of brands right now do have product that is made out of recycled plastic, but not everybody knows how that actually happens. So I have this diagram. You know, I wish I had actual plastic pellets to show you, but all the fabric that we use, except for 2 of our products, is actually plastic bottles that are ground down in these tiny little plastic pellets, which are then in this feat of manufacturing taken and then turned into yarn, which is then formed into a fabric. So the scarf that I'm wearing right now is our rectangular scarf, and it's really soft, lightweight, beautiful breezy fabric that you would never know if you were feeling this, which unfortunately you can't at this moment, but hopefully we'll be able to. You would never know that this was actually plastic bottles. So really cool. We have been in business since 2013. That number, the 533,000, is probably about a year old. So we're happy to say that we've given well over that many plastic bottles a second life, which diverts plastic out of landfills. And again, like I said, you would never know, but you are wearing a sustainable product made from recycled material.
Jaymie, I was just going to jump in and say, I will say that when we spoke the first time, and then, you know, you showed us some of this stuff, I have to admit I was a little skeptical, like, about the product quality. And when you sent us the samples and I got them, and Brett and I did talk about this, I was blown away at how nice they are. So it's a really high quality product. And I should have shown this picture probably, because I did, as soon as I got the tie, and Brett remembers this, I'm sure. Let's see if I can find it, Brett. Can everyone see this? That was me putting on the tie. So there you go.
I've actually never seen that picture, so.
I can't see the design in that of the tie in that picture from here, but it looks really good.
It's the standard.
Yeah, so I like, you know, when we're doing a trade show booth or we have people come in that don't actually know that, I like to tell them about our recycled fabric secondary, because people will be like, oh, this is beautiful. And then I get to tell them, you know, it's actually made from a plastic bottle, and they're usually really blown away because it really doesn't seem that way at all. So next I'll move into another really, really big component, very near and dear to my heart, to our founder's heart, which is the social mission, which is what the company was actually founded for. So our founder is an amazing, passionate person who started Knotty Tie with $500 in his pocket. He was in the military for 6 years prior to starting this company, and he traveled all around. He was in Syria, he was in Africa, in Italy, and during that time in service, he really saw what the refugee crisis was firsthand, and how that is impacting people. And he really wanted to do something to help, because in a lot of communities, like in Denver and all throughout the country, there are resettled refugees. Most of the resettled refugees that we hire do have sewing skills to begin with. So they are here, and you know, there's a big push for American manufacturing, and we don't often have workers with the skills to do that. So we hire people that have the skills, or that we train them on, help with integrating them into the community, help with education, with English, pay them a really fair wage, and then help to promote them within our company. So Taibei in the middle, who's from Iran, she just recently moved into our production manager position, which is really cool. Mark up in the corner from Congo has been with Knotty Tie for over 5 years. Amazing person. Omar is another, down in the left-hand corner, is from Syria. Another incredible person. You can see it in his smile. But he is one of our managers as well. So our goal, even though we're a small company, is to grow and to grow this mission. So all products that are purchased really do contribute to this mission. We paid over $1 million in wages to refugee staff since the inception of the company. And we just hope to increase that. And then in our future, we'll have we're working on programs where we're able to help refugees start their own businesses in our community as well. So that's something we're working towards. And I can just say personally, from working here. It's truly incredible. Every day that I was in the company, and I still stop by there regularly. The office is actually 2 blocks from my house, which is great for me. Not true for everyone, but it's such an incredible thing to go to work and be surrounded by culture and language, and get to learn and interact with people from all over the world. And so it's a really important part of what I think we do. Are there any questions right now on that?
I think we're good. I appreciate you sharing all of that. I think, I know that's something that's pretty relevant these days, and I think that's a great backdrop for the product.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I think, for such a small company, we have so much going on because we have the sustainability, we have the social mission, and then at the same time, we have our product, which is very high quality, and we're very focused on design. So I'll start with our main core product that we've had for a while. We have neckties, bow ties, and pocket squares. And I will hold some of those up for you so maybe you can see a little bit better. This is our necktie. We have neckties in 3 widths and 3 lengths. And then our bow tie, which I don't have folded together because I really struggle with that, unfortunately. I just, in general, as a person, struggle with folding and tying things, but it is very possible to tie a bow tie. Everyone else at the company can do it, just not me.
You may have to stop sharing your screen, Jaymie, for people to see it. I'm not sure. Is that right, Jen? I can't see it.
You can't see the bow tie that I was holding up?
No, because I think I'm still seeing the presentation.
Yeah, if
okay.
you stop sharing for a second, you'll see.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay.
That's
I
okay.
can see myself, so I assumed everybody else can see me too. Okay.
I saw your tag.
Okay, here, I'll stop share. Okay, now you can see me, right?
Yep, all good.
Okay. Okay, so I was showing our necktie earlier, which, like I said, comes in the 3 widths and the 3 lengths. And then our bow tie, which I don't have tied, so it's a little bit harder to see. Like I said, we do little like insert cards that will show people how to tie bow ties. And there's plenty of YouTube videos that show people how to tie bow ties, but just I am personally struggle with it very much. And then our pocket square. So we dye sublimate all of our products, so we can do full color edge to edge printing. And then there's always a trim, which we usually pick the color, but anyone can pick the color of what they want the product to be. But so it's a really beautiful, colorful print. We really can do, I'm showing something really colorful with a logo in the corner. But, we can do really traditional, like if you think of a step and repeat. So if Mototive was just on a white background or a black background with a nice step and repeat, we can do that. We have an in-house design team that really takes, a logo or a concept. So, I can't remember her name. I think Brooke with the beautiful blue background with the lights,
Brooke with Virtual Telecom.
Yes, Brooke. So we could do something like that. So if that's part of your logo, that would make a beautiful pocket square or a scarf to have that constellation in the background and then the logo in the corner. But we really listen to who we're working with. So it can be something where you say, we want something really traditional and standard, or here's a logo, or here's a piece of a pattern, go crazy with it. And our designers create mock-ups that then you get to choose from to create the ultimate product. And so without going back to my slides, then the next set of 3 products we have are scarves. So like I said earlier, I'm wearing our rectangular scarf, which is our most popular scarf. So these are not winter scarves, they're just fashion scarves. So this is a nice long, rectangle shape like this, really lightweight, breezy, flowy, really beautiful, soft fabric, easy to wear, easy to put on.
So Jaymie, I was just going to jump in real quick, and I was just going to say that just for everybody on screen, I think most people will know this, but so what you're describing is that these things can be printed full color, edge to edge graphics. So it can you could print a photograph if you wanted. So you can get as crazy or simple design as possible.
Yeah.
And Ann just asked real quick, I'll just,
Oh, sorry, Lynn. I think I lost the question.
is the scarf printed on two sides?
So yeah, it is not actually. So
Okay.
I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It isn't technically printed on two sides, so the back side looks a little faded, but it comes through.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
so when you're wearing it, you can just tuck it, but it does give an appearance of double-sided print, but it actually isn't double-sided print.
Got it. So the other thing I was going to point out is obviously we are in Derby country, and that's a weird, I mean, Derby's this Saturday, which is really obviously just another reason why 2020 is the year of all years. But but the use cases, I think, and this is a classic use case for our area, I think, is especially if we return to some type of normal next year. I think there are going to be maybe small events or company events where, obviously bow ties, neckties, and things like that are still worn around that time of year in this area. And it's something that could be done as a custom company piece that could commemorate Derby. So that's one, I wanted to make sure to point out some use cases like that as a way to.
Yeah, it's funny because being where I am in Denver and I grew up here, I'm not very familiar with Derby, but we do have normally a Derby celebration in Denver. But that's a great point, Landon, because that is a big use case for our product is during that time. Companies will do things like that. Outside of Derby days, that's just to point this out now, a lot of companies will use products like our bow ties and our scarves. What's great about that is we have, bow ties are traditionally a menswear product, although I have seen women wear them and they look great in them. But because we have the scarves and the bow ties, we can do a mix and match order. So, you have 200 employees and 100 are men, 100 are women, you can do a matching scarf to a bow tie. And then you have both for the event. But a lot of companies, we did a really cool Pride bow tie order back in, I think was that June? It's so hard to keep track of time right now, but a really cool rainbow, beautiful bow tie with the logo kind of hidden in there. And it was really cool. And they did a big Zoom celebration for that, or St. Patrick's Day, different type of holidays where you want everybody to have this fun, cohesive product. And those are great examples of where we can get really crazy and creative with the pattern. So a great point there, Lyndon. The other one I was going to show you is our square scarf, which is, so the rectangular that I'm wearing is 24 high and 72 long. This is 28 by 28. So more like a bandana style. And there's about 3 different ways you can wear this. Traditionally, you fold it into a triangle and then tie around your neck. Some people, for a more professional look, will tie it in the front like that and have the triangle hanging down the back. And I know I'm showing a lot of the same print. So here's our infinity scarf, which for people that it's really important, like I think Anne asked earlier, to have more of a double-sided look. This, because the infinity scarf is sewn into a loop, is still, again, not printed on both sides, but it really does appear to be because it's a continuous loop. So this is that same logo I've been showing, but just showing another variation. Now it has a white background and a step and repeat with the colors. And this, an infinity scarf is a popular style, super easy. Just wrap it around, throw it on, right? So really, really cool, popular way to do a design. Any questions on the scarves right now?
I think we're good.
Yeah, so
Okay.
the process is dye sublimated. So the yarn in and of itself, so it goes from bottle to yarn, and then the yarn comes in, I guess, just white, and then you guys dye sublimate the yarn.
Yeah.
At what point are you guys dye sublimating? Is it before, or is it like once the tie is put together, you're like printing the tie as it's down? How does that process work?
So no, and I don't think I have a picture I can grab quickly of our machine, but so what happens is, yes, the fabric, after it's, the yarn is put into an actual fabric piece. So we just have big rolls of, it's called graige, but it's big rolls of white fabric, right? And so the first thing that happens is that it gets printed on. So it's really crazy to see, a tie that, looks like, is this wide, right? When it's actually printed, it's huge. one tie on fabric is this huge area. And so first it's printed on big sheets of paper, and that's where our print manager manages all that, manages the color. And then it's put onto a huge pressing machine. So the pieces of paper are put onto a huge machine that is rolls, and it's heated at a really high temperature, and it adheres the ink into the fabric from the piece of paper where the tie is printed. So then you have these huge rolls of fabric that we feed through a laser cutting machine, which essentially does it automatically, but somebody does have to be monitoring it. And so it laser cuts out the shape of the tie or the scarf or whatever the product is. And so then you have, a completely flat piece of fabric with no shape whatsoever. And then for each product, the process is a little different, but then it goes down our manufacturing line where, the flat piece of fabric is sewn into an actual tie and all the components, and, a scarf has edging put onto it, and all the sewing details. Yeah.
And it is. It's so cool to me to see that. Yeah.
It is. It's really cool. Yeah, it really, I can't sew. So it's really cool to watch people do it. That we have our facility, I don't know the square feet off the top of my head, but when all of our business people were working there, we're all just sitting in a room with our computers, and then all around us are machinery, and this is all happening all day long, and people are sewing and cutting, and there's color and beautiful fabric everywhere. It's really cool. I used to work for a place where everything was sourced globally, and you're then just offering the product. And so I have to say how meaningful it is to see the product being made every day. It's a really cool thing. So
Very good. And all of it made right here in the US. So
yeah, so cool. And then we have, I'll just talk maybe more quickly, but we have a couple more products. One of them is our hair scarf, which I'm wearing, which is a very similar, it's a small scarf that you can just tie around your head. You can tie it around a ponytail. Another use for that is around a bag. So like as a fashion accessory on a backpack or a handbag for women. Really cool, kind of more unique, lower cost way to show a brand and have a nice, like, fun fashion accessory piece. We make kimonos, which are a little harder to show just because they're such a big piece. And I think I'm sitting on one, but they're such a beautiful piece. So it's a kimono that you can put on, as loungewear. So, or a good use for this is a trade show, actually. So you're working at a trade show, and we did this, we wore, a black t-shirt and black jeans, and then we had this kimono over so that we all looked the same, and great way to promote a brand. So I don't know if you can see this, but huge area. So they're really long. I mean, they're about 4 feet long. So really soft.
we are going to definitely get Brett a kimono.
Yes, Brett needs a kimono.
Yes, exactly. And I want the colors to be as vibrant as that, for sure.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you need some more color, Brett.
Yeah, exactly. We got to put some spice in the Goodson logo.
Yes.
Yeah, and those of you working from home, like Jason, even though he doesn't have his video on, I'm sure he could use a kimono, busting out mortgages from home.
Brooke is saying she wants a kimono, so Brett gets a kimono. We could do, and actually, we're talking about color here, and I love color, but the Goodson background that Brett and Landon have would be gorgeous. We could do like a very muted kimono with the mountains going across the back. But this is just like a huge canvas for branding. So cool because there's so many things we can do. We have all these 3 sides to it. So, in that example I'm giving, the mountains could be across the back, and then Goodson could be small or large on the front, one of the front chest areas.
I was just going to put his face on it.
Yeah, we can do that too. instead of the bull, we can have a face. So these are beautiful. Really good use cases for these, for example, would be a spa or cruise ships. We're currently working on an order where an artist she just has the most beautiful artwork. I wish I could show it to you, but she's doing a fundraiser. So she's going to be wearing a kimono during a presentation. And then people take orders for her scarves and her kimonos with her artwork on it. So really beautiful. And like Landon said, you know, we can do photorealistic print. So really we could do anything on these. And then my final products are, of course, everyone's favorite, which are face masks. So we started offering these in March, and we spent about 4 weeks developing these and really trying to get them right. And of course, that was a crazy time. And we have been offering them since. And so we have 3 different face masks, actually, 3 different styles. So they're a little hard to show, but we have a basic face mask. So it's just 2 layers of fabric. So this is like your most lightweight, everyday, easy to put on face mask. We did ours a little differently than maybe some of the face masks you've seen. They have around the head elastic, which is the way we designed them that way because they're actually more comfortable for long-term wear. So if you are, you know, say a grocery worker and you have to wear these for 8 hours a day, this would be the most comfortable option. But we have since started offering around the ear elastic as well, because a lot of people like that. They don't want to mess up their hair, that kind of thing. And then we have, and they look the same from the outside, but just to show you more color and more different ways to do logos, we have a filter pocket version. So this becomes a 3-layer mask, and you can put a PM 2.5 filter in it, which PM 2.5 filters, for people that don't know, are more of air quality filters. So I don't know if you heard on the news, you know, Colorado, we had the largest fire in our history, finally contained, at the same time that we had 4 other fires going on in the state, and nowhere near Denver, but it was really hard to breathe, and it smelled like smoke even in Denver. So I put my PM 2.5 filter in this, went for my bike ride, did my things, and it was really helpful. And then our third is a moisture barrier style. So that is the most effective protection because it is a thin sheet of polypropylene that you can insert inside the mask so that it prevents moisture droplets from going through. And then our last product, and another really cool design to show you, is our neck gaiters. So here's that same logo I've been showing, but now it's, you know, on a black background and deconstructed. So another really cool way to do design. And we have a summer lightweight version of the neck gaiter, which I'm not sure about where you are, but here in Denver, neck gaiters are all the rage because people are so active. So you see people biking in these, hiking in these, doing all the active things in them. And so we have a lightweight summer, and then we have an insulated fleece lined winter version. So that's all.
That
Very good.
fleece-lined winter version of that, is that tough to breathe through? Can you see me now?
I can see you, Brett. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I know what you're at.
I was gonna say,
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, the fleece-lined gaiter option, is that tough to breathe through?
No, so I would say, to answer that, it wouldn't be tough to breathe through, but I wouldn't wear it in the summer, just because it's going to be warm, and so it's going to give you the perception that it's tough to breathe through. But you know, just like everyone in Colorado, I'm outdoors all the time, so I wear my fleece lined right now when I go camping, because it's, you know, still 90 degrees here in Denver, but up in the mountains at night it's down into the 40s. So I'll wear mine at night, and no, it's not hard to breathe through at all. Actually, there's a lot of different materials for masks and for gaiters. Our material is actually a polyester, but it is a cotton-like polyester, so it feels like cotton, but it's more breathable. And from, I think this is the kind of the ultimate example. I have been in for a massage, and you have to wear a mask during a massage, and you have to breathe. Like, I'm talking a deep tissue massage for sports, right? And so you have to breathe during it, deep breathing, and I do not notice a difference. So I think our gaiters and our masks are very breathable.
Well, good. Well, Jaymie, thanks. I guess things that I wanted to reiterate, and something we didn't point out for everybody, is that they do offer these in single quantity. So some takeaways for everybody. I mean, the reason that we wanted, I think, to show this is the sustainability of the material. I think the story of, who's actually, the fact that it's completely made in the U.S. and it's made and who it's made by. And then the fact that these can be done in single quantity, and we can connect on pricing outside of this, and then the fact that the designs can be completely custom and you really do whatever you want with them. I think there's tons of kind of fun use cases. I mean, I think about like, whether it be ways to spice up video calls potentially, where everybody gets one of these things and wears it on the call, or there's also, I think, retirement opportunities, employee gifts. There's the Derby application here, like when that comes back around, and whether I think also Christmas, Christmas parties and things like that. So I think there's all kinds of small, and I think get-togethers will continue to start to happen safely, obviously, but a little more frequently as time goes along. And I think these products can be used in those spaces. So everybody's time is valuable. So we're getting up against it, and I don't want to take more of it than we said we would. Thank you everybody for coming. And as a result, we're going to give away, I think, a couple free spec samples. So Jen has a wheel we're going to spin with everybody's name. We're going to give away a couple of free spec samples. We'll reach out to you afterward to make that happen. And after that, we'll say a couple of things here, and then we'll be done and let you get back to your day. So Jen, are we ready to go?
Yeah.
Landy, can I ask one quick question?
Go for it,
Yeah.
Aubrey.
What's the turnaround time on ordering something from them?
Jaymie, I'll let you speak to that.
Yeah, because we make everything here as I've described. So we have a couple options, but our main option is a 30 calendar day turn time. And then we do offer expedited if it's a rush. So we have a couple different tiers, our lowest being actually 6 days.
And I know you mentioned that was kind of one of our concerns early, but in reality, for a custom product made stateside, that's probably not too bad. And I know you guys are always looking at ways to improve that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. On our 30-day, we do hope to get that down to more like 20 or 15. So.
Very good. Anybody else have any other questions? Cool. Well, if you do, shoot them in the chat. I'm going to let Jen go ahead, and we're going to spin the wheel, and then we're going to let everybody get back to their day.
I just want to make sure too, everyone's names, I'm not missing anyone. Okay. All right, here we go.
Big money, no whammies.
What? Hey, Brooke. Yay.
All right. And you wanted to do another one, you said?
Yeah, let's do a second one. So Brooke, you've got one. We'll do a second. And then real quick, Jaymie, this is a great question from Brooke. She asked if we can do PMS matching. I assume that we can't do exact matches since we're printing full color, but are you guys able to get pretty close?
We actually do PMS matches.
Very
So
good.
yeah, so we kind of do it all. I know that's not always the case with this type of printing, but we do PMS matches.
Very good. Good to know.
Yeah.
All right, Jen, let's go.
Here we go.
All right.
And it's kind of a delayed. I was like, what you going?
All right. Well, good deal. Well, so Brooke and Ann, we'll reach out and we'll get these taken care of for you after the fact. But again, I just want to thank everybody for coming. If you've got any questions, we'll follow up. I'm going to follow up individually with everybody. So if there's questions we haven't addressed, we can handle it offline. Again, Jaymie, I thank you for your time. I thank you for getting up early and putting this together for us. And hopefully we can uncover some opportunities to send your way. And then also I continue to say it, but I know everybody's time is valuable and I appreciate it. And I hope this is something that's interesting to you and has brought value to you, and because that's what we're here to do. So Brett, you got anything you want to add?
No, I think, just to reiterate, Knotty Tie is a great company with some awesome core values that produces just some really cool and unique products. And I think the biggest takeaway for me is just the cohesiveness of the products that can be utilized for events, for team members across the board for different events. I'm really excited to find Knotty Tie and the partnership that they bring to us. And we'll see what we can do from here.
Thank you so much for your time, everyone.
Excellent. All right, everybody have a great day. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye, guys.